The weather out here is a little dark, and I'm saying to myself, this is like maybe the first or second Cinco de Mayo we had where the weather was kind of crappy. Usually during this time, we are able to be festive and actually enjoy ourselves. But as we know, the plants and everything else need some nourishment as well, right? Um, I thought I was going to have a guest today. So let me tell you what happened. I thought I was going to have a guest today. And I'm actually still trying to see if this guest will come on, but it didn't dawn on me that that the time zones might be different. So I know that coming on at 7:30 because I was just logged in on Zoom, and I knew coming on at 7:30 is really like early for most people. But when I actually thought about it, I want to say that this person is on West Coast time. So I don't even think they're going to see my message until they wake up 3 hours later. But the person that I want to bring on for you, he is male. Hey, Kim, he is male. And when I talk about some faith, and when I talk about trials and how he has overcame, I really want you guys to hear his story. Hey, Khadijah, because if this doesn't give you a boost of faith, I don't know what will. And I wanted him to come on, but I'm pretty sure it's the time zones. So I'm gonna continue to follow up with him and see if he will come on. But I mean, the way his life went to the way it's doing right now, I promise you, ladies, it is going to motivate you and push you to not only start to motivate yourself to a higher level, but it's going to push you to think about some things. Even when you try to go out and do some stuff, you're going to start thinking about him and what he has overcame and what he's still overcoming. So I don't want to give away too much because I want him to talk about his stuff, but I think we got the time zones mixed up. So today, what I wanted to talk about is, don't wait for people to make you feel special. Don't wait for people to make you feel special. Over the last, what was this? This is Wednesday. Over the last 2 days, things have been kind of crazy, right? The first of the month, the beginning of the month is always crazy. First, we dealing with mental health awareness month, and in mental health awareness month, this is like our month, right? This is what we do, right? This is where we stand and how we tell the stories of the many women who are out there who are just like you, who go to work every day, who have businesses, who have all this stuff, but in the background suffer from many things. They got anxiety, they have depression, they have all of these mental things that they're dealing with. And we are bringing them to the forefront to see how they manage, how they deal, with their mental illness as they go along in the world. And what our goal is, ladies, is to make sure that we understand and clear the air about what mental illness is and how we can actually cut the stigma, because everybody thinks that if it's somebody who has an illness that they can't cope, they crazy, you got to watch what you say, you got to know who you around, you got to make sure that they don't act out and all this stuff, right? Where most cases is not like that. Most people are walking around, it could be me, you, or anybody who just have those moments, which we all have, where we feel like something is just not right, right? Where we feel like, you know, uh, um, we don't understand why we can't have a certain type of happiness, right? Where there's something nudging in us that's letting us know that this feeling that I'm feeling is not something I think I'm supposed to be feeling. And what we do is we never go out to get the help. And what we realize for those who do is that all of these things that either has happened to us, the trauma we face, or how we see ourselves is the underlying reason as to why we are feeling the way we feeling because we never dealt with the shit. Why we acting out the way we acting out is because we realize that deep inside we was mad at our parents. We was mad about the things that happened to us. We do regret what we did. We do have guilt. We do have all these things. And now it's starting to affect us in our life. As much as you think you pushing it back, as much as you think that you are burying it, you forgot about it, it's cool, you good, you moving on, you prayed, God healed you, all of that. Get in a situation where you are triggered and you see yourself and see if it's something that you actually healed from. I like what Iyanla said when I was listening to her this weekend. She said there's two types of things. When you go to therapy, always ask your therapist, are you helping me with my growth or are you helping me with my healing? Right? Because if you're helping me with my growth, what you doing is you showing me how to manage what it is that I have, right? The things that bother me. But it is not until I get into those situations where I'm able to be triggered and I have to see if I'm really healed, right? And so that's why I came up with this message. Don't wait for people to make you feel special. Don't let the people around you tell you who you think you are or who you think you should be or what you think or what they think you should be doing, right? And I don't care if it's positive or negative. When people say, oh man, Khadijah, you should be out there, living your life and working and doing all this stuff and moving forward with everything that you have. I don't understand why you just sitting here, doing what it is that you're doing. You could be doing so much more. It's like, excuse me, I got my own thoughts to be thinking about, right? I got my own thoughts that I battle with every day. I understand what you're saying to me, and I know that you are pushing me, but I got to be able to run my own race, right? See, when we allow other people to put pressure on us, we believe something is wrong with what we're doing right now and with who we are. Does that make sense? When we allow other people to make us feel special, when these people leave us, we believe that we need them in order to get that high back. And we know about that. The biggest way that we figure that out is in relationships, right? He or she makes me whole. Don't we say that? Like, I don't know who I am without them. Somebody you love passes and you say, I don't know how I can live my life because they're not here anymore, right? Every day, we have to be able to continue to reassure who we are and what we know to be true for ourselves, right? We have to be able to learn and know how to block out what other people's opinion is about us. And also what we think other people's opinion is about us. When you go to work or you see, that person who you had an argument with, well, she don't really like me like that, so I can't really go in there, right? Or I don't really deal with that person like that on that level, so we really don't get along. Why are we wasting our time worrying about what other people think? How is that serving us? How is it making our lives better? Because I'm thinking about what you think, Kim and Khadijah and Lee. If I take my whole day thinking about what y'all think about me, how much you think I can get accomplished? When you think about the people who were in your circle, right? and you waiting on that validation. The reason I've been waiting my whole life for my mom to tell me she was proud of me. I've been waiting my whole life for my dad to just give me a hug. I've been doing everything that I could to show these people that I am doing what I'm supposed to do. Who are you working for? Because if you're doing it for them, ladies, they are living their life every day. Do you think they lay down and say, "Oh my God, I hope Lee is doing what I asked because maybe one day I could say I'm proud of her." No, you taking that to bed with you every night. I hope my husband see all the work that I'm doing so he can see that I really want this marriage and we need to be able to keep it together. I'm waiting on the day that, this relationship goes well and I'm able to go ahead and get this person to like me and to love me. No, no, that is not how it works, right? The majority of what you're doing when you do something like that, when you are waiting for other people to validate who you are, you pushing them away. You get what I'm saying? You're pushing them away because what you're doing is you're putting so much pressure on them to tell you exactly how much they mean to you so you can feel better. Where, honestly, and I'm not being cruel, I'm just telling y'all the truth, and you can go ahead and you can validate this for yourself. Most of the time, ladies, people have their own shit going on and they don't even care about what's going on with you. So even though you're looking for validation, they so stuck in their own world trying to get stuff done, they're not even thinking about you, right? Now that's not to be mean. Understand me. It is not to be mean. It is to get you to understand that the most important person in the world is you. The moment that you give your power away, the moment that you give your power away to someone else so that they can validate who you are, is the day that you start to become a victim because you start to tell yourself you cannot do better, have more, or be more unless they are in your life or tell you what to do. And like I said, that's mom, dad, sister, kids, everybody. How many times do you get angry at your children, those of you who have kids, and you say, "Do you know how much I do for you? Do you know what I go out there and I do? And I come back here and I do that for you so you can have a roof over your head, so you can have something to eat in your belly. You think I want to go out there and take all that shit from somebody? You think I want to be out there getting the kind of money that I'm getting? Right? You think I want to go out and do all this stuff? I want to be able to live my life. Sounds familiar? But I can't because everything that I'm doing, I'm sacrificing for you. But is that true though? Right? Because your kids are looking at you, right? Your kids are looking at you and saying, "I ain't asked to be here," right? Right? That's right, Khadijah, right? I ain't asked to be here. If life was so hard and everything, then why did you have me? If this was going to be your life, and if this is what you was going to, if this is something that you don't like, then why are you here? And you say, because I love y'all. Everything that I do because I love you, and I don't feel appreciated. I don't get the love back. I don't feel like you are not giving me the respect that I deserve. Why? Because I come home and there's dishes in the sink. And I come home and the bathroom ain't clean. And I come home and I don't have any peace. And the kids will tell you, because they the best example, right? Why is it my responsibility to go ahead and make you feel good by doing these things? That's how you feel. You believe that in order for me to make you feel good, I need to clean up. And when I choose not to, you go off on me and you get upset with me because you believe that I don't appreciate you. That's not true. That's not true. But that's how you make me feel. That's how you make me feel. So if I don't do what you say to make you feel good, and that's why kids rebel. That's why we rebel. We were kids before, right? If I don't do what you say to do and do it in a time in which you ask me to do it, then I'm making you feel, I'm disrespecting you because you out there busting your ass for me, which I don't even know what you go through every day, because I don't hear that part. I don't hear the good news. I don't hear all the stuff that you actually do. I just hear all of the complaints. And then you come to me and you tell me that I'm disrespectful and everything because I don't do what you say I'm supposed to do. But then as we get older, right? And we get our own house and we get our own stuff and we get the things that we need, and we get a husband, and the husband comes home and say, you are at home all day with these kids. The only thing I ask you to do is to keep the house clean, keep food in the refrigerator, and just have a hot meal when I get home. And you can't even do that. And you sit up there and say, well, I'm with the baby all day. I got stuff to do. I work too. You can do something too. And then it's this whole whirlwind, right? Because what we don't understand is that we cannot wait for people to make you feel special or feel good. It's just not going to happen, because everybody got their own priorities and their ways of thinking and what they think they should have or want or need. You get it? You didn't make an agreement with your kids. You told them that they should do this because you the parent and you the mother, and that's the way it is because it happened to you. And if it doesn't happen, you're going to beat their ass or something, or put them on punishment or do something. Now you're going to use physical force to get them to make you feel the way that you want to feel. And when your husband used physical force on you to make him feel the way that you were supposed to make him feel, then you say, he's abusing me, right? Where the answer is that you can't make people make you feel special. You got to be able to understand that the only thing that you can control is yourself and your environment. That's the only thing that you can control. You can't control anything outside of you. Okay? And when you give that power away to someone else, the moment that he uses force and hits you, because he knows that's the way in which he can get a good response to make him feel special and make him feel like the man, you start to take your power away because he got it now. So you start watching that clock, right? You start making sure, okay, by 2 o'clock, I got to put the baby down because I got to take the food out. I got to make sure I get this because I don't want no arguing today. We're going to have a good day. And I'm going to make sure I have the food and everything working. So by the time he comes in, at least he smells something. And we could go on and have a good night. And then it goes to the next level. Well, he does work hard. He is out there taking all that stuff. And what your kids are saying, my mom does come in tired. She is working 2 jobs. I should be able to do this for her. And you took their power away. You got it. Now you feel like you got this authority, right? And now you're wondering why, as they grow older, it's hard to communicate. Why are they closed? Why are they fearful of you? Why they don't talk to you? How come it's easy for them to go to strangers than you? Because you took that power away. And now they are looking at other people to make them feel special, however way they get it. Does that make sense? And then we ask ourselves, well, what happened? How did this happen? How did our relationship get this far? I don't know where I went wrong, right? You told them that the way that they get to feel special and how you need to feel special is them doing stuff for you. Your husband told you the way that you make him feel special is that you respect his authority. And the minute that you don't, as a husband, as a parent, I'm going to use anything that I know, that physical force on you, because now you are too independent and I need to take that power from you. And some kids don't allow you to take it. They rebel against you because there's something in them that says that this ain't right. And some women, they say, "Oh hell no, no, I'm not. This will be the last time that you hit me," because they refuse to give that power away. But most of us don't, because it comes in many different forms. And so we don't understand why, when we get into these other relationships, why are we waiting for these people to tell us that we're beautiful, that we are amazing, and how we soak it up? You know how when a person tells you all these great things about yourself, we get excited about it or we get shy about it, right? I have that issue because I do for people, y'all, and I love people. I love y'all and everything, right? But for me, when it's reciprocated, I have the hardest time. Like, Every time for my birthday, you know how everybody go around and say something nice about you, or how long you guys been in relationship and friends and all this stuff. To me, I try to avoid that. It was probably last year where I said I was going to be open to it, but all the other years I tried to avoid it. And the reason why I tried to avoid it is because I just had a hard time l- listening to other people say positive things about me. I don't know why. I have to work through that. You know, the only thing that I can think of as the reason why I'm like that is because uh I've always, oh, I could probably tell y'all what I think. I don't know if this is true. But it just came up in me that kind of like, like hit me a little bit. When I was younger, I was the kid that got good grades in school, right? And there were six of us. And of course, you guys know I was living with my grandmother and everything. And if you read my book, you know. And I've always had people who would take me under their wing and everything. But my brothers and sisters will always have a hard time in school. So when it was report card time, like I said in my book, I would have to go to get my sisters and brothers report cards because my grandmother never went, right? And I would have to bring them home. And when I brought them home, I had to turn in everybody's report card, right? And my grandmother would look at them. I promise y'all, this is probably why. My grandmother would look at them and she will put mine down and she would say, Gloria, I know you did well. And she would put mine over here. Is these four, because it was my sister and the two twins and my brother. These four are the ones that I need to look at. And so immediately I was exempted because all year I would be, getting good grades and everything. Excuse me. And so they would get beatings and in trouble and all this stuff. And I would just be in my room or go outside or wait for them to finish getting a spanking and like hug them or whatever, right? And I felt like damn, like I don't want nobody to know how well I'm doing, or I don't want them to give me any praises because I don't like the people around me to kind of like feel bad, or I feel like I'm not good at it, right? And so I used to hide my report card at at certain times. I used to hide it, or I would try to not do good on purpose. But I always had people like a teacher or somebody say, Gloria, this is not you. Why would you do this? Because I wanted to get in trouble too, so that I could show my brothers and sisters that, like I'm not a goody goody, right? Like I'm not this person y'all think I am, because anybody in my family will tell you they think that they call me princess for a reason, right? And so because of that, I always had this thing where they would say, oh, you're the golden child, you're special, you're going here. And I would purposely deny all of that. Like, no, I'm not. I'm out there too. Like, and I was, but nobody was paying attention because they just knew that I was okay. Does that make sense? Because, I mean, I was having fun with my friends and all that stuff, but I got my work done. And that is the thing that stood out, right? And so I just felt like when people say good things about me, especially like in a crowd and stuff, I would feel funny. I would say, stop, right? I would say, stop. Don't talk, don't talk about me, skip over me, right? And like I said, it wasn't until last year because I didn't want nobody to single me out or make me feel special because I didn't want to offend anybody else who was in the room or anything like that, right? And when I was working with my coach, she was like, Gloria, you got to be able to let your light shine. And I'm like, yeah, but I want other people to shine. I don't want this. I know what I can do, but I don't want the limelight on me because it's not about me. And so she said that's something that you have to work through, Gloria, because you if you are going to really lead, you have to be able to go first. And that's what I think about every day, right? And I'm not waiting on someone to make me feel a certain way that will allow me to do that. That's some shit I got to work within me. You get it? Because I'm afraid, and it's crazy that I'm admitting this, I'm afraid to let my light shine because of how I believe it is going to affect other people because it's not a positive thing. Because with my brothers and sisters, they were angry with me because they believed that they didn't believe I was better than them, but they believed that I just didn't get caught. You get it? You get what I'm saying? So every chance they got when I wasn't perfect, they tried to tell on me. And so it made me hide in the dark what I was doing because I felt like I had to keep up this image of being a person who did well, right? And so as I got older and I got in high school and I didn't do well, I started hiding my report cards because they never asked for it, right? Because they already thought I did well. And then my sister will find it because that's who I was really in conflict with. And she would show my grandmother and say, see, you think that she is doing so well. Look at this. She failed this. She did that. Why you ain't beating her ass about this? And why you ain't doing this? And what made it worse is my grandmother would look at me and say, Gloria, what's going on with you? And I'm like, Mama, I don't know what's going on in school. I just don't understand this work. And she like, get it together. And then that's it. And now it's conflict between me and my sister, right? Because she like, you ain't never tell me that. You beat my ass when I was sitting up here saying that. See, you like her better than me. And I swallowed that, right? So when I got to college and I was on my own, I still felt like I had to keep up this facade, even though I was failing. I was on academic probation twice because I was doing what I was doing, right? But when I got home, I was the kid in college. Does that make sense? They never knew how well I was doing. And they really just thought, oh, well, even if life hands you lemons, Gloria, you'll be fine. You can do it. Where the other person and the other kids didn't feel like they got that same treatment, right? And so I kept dimming my light because I didn't want to show how smart I was because I didn't want the people around me to say, you just being too smart, you being too this. So I used to I never hung out with the wrong people. I never did that. But I just would just hold back. And then that's how it happened in relationships. When I got married, I had this idea that I needed to be a wife, whatever that was for me. A wife was a person who cooked, who cleaned, who made sure the husband was okay, went to work, because that's what I saw. My grandmother would go to work, do 8 hours, come home and cook, go ahead and sit and watch TV with my grandfather around 7, 8 o'clock. They in the bed, they go to sleep, get up, do it all over again. On the weekend, she would clean up. He would be in the room watching TV. She would make sure he had his breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She would give it to him in the room because he never came out, right? And that was life. What did he do? Nothing to me. Maybe he did and I didn't see, but that's what I saw. So when I'm trying to build something and do something, y'all, I felt like I had to dim my light more because I had to let him shine, right? And the only way and the only thing that I was asking to make me feel special is for you to recognize and be proud of the things that I was doing. But guess what was happening? And this is the whole point of my inspiration in 30. Guess what was happening? The opposite. They expected me to do this. They expected me to be there for them, to do stuff for them, and to let them shine. They didn't notice any of that because they didn't care. You get what I'm saying? I gave my power away willingly and they took it and didn't care and said that they deserved it. Do you hear me? You tell your kids, I deserve it because I'm your mother and you should. You tell your husband or whoever you with, when they sit up there and tell you, because I said so, you are a woman, you're supposed to do XYZ. And if you don't, somebody else will. Because when you don't give away your power to me, I'm going to go get it from somebody else who will. Because you ain't doing it. You're not making me feel the way I want to feel. You're not making me feel special. You're not making me feel like I want to be here. So I'm going to go and get it from somebody who's going to make me feel that way. And that's why we have what we have. Where all along, if it ain't in here, if it's not in here, then how in the world are you going to give people something that you don't have? Don't give your power away, ladies. And don't demand power from people, your kids and others, just because you think you deserve it because of what you're doing. Because when they get older, they're going to give it away to other people. And then you're going to sit up there and tell them, why in the hell are you in this relationship like this where I raised you better? No, you didn't. You did not. You told me that I had to give it up to the person who was doing for me. That's what you told me. You told me I have to give my power away and make someone else feel special because of what they're doing for me and how they're taking care of me. That's not true. Okay. Yeah, it's late. I gotta go, guys. Thank you so much. Okay. Hopefully, I'll be able to get this person on. I know you guys are gonna enjoy this. If I could try to get him on today sometime, I will, because you guys will love his story. And it's a story of nothing but pure faith. Uh, I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. If he doesn't